this episode of Retro Funhouse, the team travels to Retribution Games to check out the newly remodeled store and a sneak peek video. Let's go. Retribution Games location, and we're gonna go check out the inside for the newly remodeled, and we already did a little sneak walkthrough before the video. It looks great. We're gonna show you the store, we're gonna show you the setup, we're gonna talk to some of the guys that want to talk, because some people don't like to talk, and that's okay. But anyways, Yankee's with me. We're gonna have some fun. They've got some cool games like always. They've got some great stuff, and they've added some more inventory, and we're gonna show you all the extended side of the building as well. And well, enough talk, let's go check it out. Let's talk with the guys and let's show the new store. And if you one thing you'll notice when you come into the new store, if you came before they did the remodeling, the one thing I remember, if you've seen a previous episode, was the green rug. The green rug carpet is gone. The green carpet is finito, it's gone. And now you got this awesome floor. You can actually lay on this floor. This is really cool flooring. It makes the store really pop. And the colors are really big. It's all purple, just like their logo and stuff. But the way the floor is set up too. I mean, you got your PS4s and your PS2 3s.
That guy like right here.
You got over here. You got more of the PS2s. So it's a great setup. They always have a good setup here to where you can find the console games that you're looking for, whether it be PlayStation, like all this is PlayStation, and you've got your import games over here. You've got a lot of the Xbox stuff here from 360 to.
We basically have the Super Nintendo and its other version. We have the Wii and the Wii U. They're pretty good, both consoles, for both at the time right now, since the newest console right now for both of them for the Wii is the Nintendo Switch. Down here we have both of the PlayStation ones. We have the regular one, and then we have the portable one if you wanted to go anywhere and bring it with you. Then we also have the Nintendo DS, pretty good handheld. We have the Nintendo GameCube. We have the Sega Dreamcast, one of the last things that they ever made for the Sega before they didn't make any more, and too soon enough they will. We have the N64. We have two PS2s, and at the very bottom we have the Xbox 360. We have NES from Super Smash Bros. We have the Wii Fit Girl. And we even have some amazing cool pops like Goku from Dragon Ball Z if you're a major anime fan. We have the Toasted Monkey Bomb if you play the Call of Duty Zombies. The newest one that they have is Cold War. And then they have one, if not the best characters in Pokemon, Charmander. So some of the good games that I know, because I also own a PS2, is games like SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. There's also a lot of the Sims games that, if you don't know, they're pretty popular with the newest one, Sims 4. There's even the coolest game of all time, one of my favorites, Second Sight, the game about a guy that goes through some random stuff in his whole entire head. There's also the Resident Evil series that's going on to this day with the PS5. This is Resident Evil Code Veronica. If you play this one, it's a pretty good game because of the ending. And then you also have Street Hoops. It's like Street NFL, but Street Hoops. And then down at the very bottom, we have a lot of the PSN. You have Mortal Kombat. If you're a huge Mortal Kombat fan, they just made a movie about it on HBO Max. The Xbox 360. Some of my favorite games for the Xbox 360 is Guitar Hero World Tour. It's one of my favorites because I also have another favorite, Guitar Hero Metallica. Then there's also Homefront. It's like Tom Clancy, but it's a little bit more different. There's also Harry Potter Legos game. If you look behind me, there's also the PSN version of that one too. And there's also everyone's favorite movie, Jurassic Park. They made a game for the PS3 and for the Xbox 360.
Right here, Sword Quest. I've never played this one, but I'm always intrigued with playing 2600 games that I've never actually owned or played. So this could be one. Eventually, I could add to my collection of Atari games. One of the games I really enjoyed from PS1 was always the Army Man stuff. This doesn't have this, but the Army Man stuff was really cool. Really great game. I don't know if they remade those for the PlayStation or not. But Army Man is always a good one to get for the PlayStation, and there's so many to choose from. You've got Driver here, and you've got oh, Cool Borders. If they have it, do they have it? Do they have it? They have it. Cool Borders. So you have Cool Borders 4, Cool Borders 3, Cool Borders 2. I don't see the first one, but this is a game I played a lot with friends growing up, and it was a really cool game. That was one interesting thing about PlayStation 1 was their games were in CD cases, so sometimes if you're out game hunting, you might not know if you actually come across a PS1 game because they always put mixed PS1 games and with CDs. And I've done this many times when I've gone game hunting and I've come across CDs and I just go through every single one of them. And I always came across at least 1, 2, 5, 6, 7 PS1 games, always in good condition. So I grab them for my collection. So PS1 games, the cases are so interesting because they're CD cases. Come across some of the games that if you're a collector, you're going to be looking for these. Krusty's Funhouse for the NES. And the manual. What? The manual. And if you ever went to Funkoland, look at this. It comes with the Funkoland box. That's pretty sweet. And this is the big hitter, the big dog, the one for big time collectors. If you don't have this in your NES collection, you need to get down here when they open up. You've got the Box Adventure. Box Adventure. You know, maybe I can get this. Maybe I have to ask my wife.
So the very first one is Mario Party 3. If you're still a huge fan for the Mario Party series, with Mario Party 10 and stuff that's out for the Switch and the Wii U, they're pretty fun games to play now. And then the last one is, if you're a Legend of Zelda fan, you would know that the newest one is Breath of the Wild. But have you guys ever heard of Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask? One of the most popular N64 games, and plus 2. It's a very interesting game with the graphics and stuff, talking about Majora's Mask. Because there's so many other versions about this one. Like there's another one out there that's called Ocarina of Time that goes with Majora's Mask. So
Hey guys, this is Jared. I'm going to go and show you a little bit of the stuff going on over here. So right now we actually recently got a lot of our stuff put back in the store. All the way across this wall over here, we're going to have a whole bunch of like our PlayStation games in general, PS4, PS3, PS2 stuff. Heading back into the back, we've got a lot of like our imports and stuff. Across this side, we're going to have our original Xbox, going to the 360, going all the way to the Xbox One. So we got a whole bunch of the stuff set up on this side over here. Absolutely, if you guys are interested, feel free to check out these imports as well. I know a lot of you guys at home are super big into like the Japanese imports. We got some Japanese, we got some of like the PAL versions of some of this stuff. So that's gonna be really exciting. Absolutely check out some of these guys. Some of the coolest stuff was exclusively released in Japan or on like a PAL version. So absolutely check out some of these guys if you're interested. Absolutely. 2, check out our place because we have just recently done a huge expansion. We're about to show you more of that later on in the video, but there's a whole nother side of the store we just now unlocked, opened up, and we're going to sell a whole lot of new products, and we'll get this
a lot of stuff on the video game side of the store is going to stay the same, maybe in a little bit different positioning. Like over here we have all of our 3DS, DS, Game Boy games, pretty much everything portable is going to be in this area over here. If you look over here, we've got our NES games. We've actually got a little bit bigger of a case for these than we used to, and we're going to try and keep this full as we keep going. Then we've got over here, we've got our Super Nintendo games, and we've got our Nintendo 64 games at the end here. All of these have been pretty big sellers for us. We're going to try and keep these cases full for y'all. We always try and do our best to do that. It's kind of been a little hard lately because stuff has been selling really fast, but we're going to try and keep some good games in here for y'all, all right?
And so we've got some more stuff, pretty cool stuff over here for sure. Here in the cases, we actually have, we're going to have some PS1, some of our top dog kind of PS1 games, as well as some of the best-selling PS2 stuff. Up top here, we're gonna have some pretty cool like PS2 games like Parappa the Rapper 2. It's a pretty awesome like beat game. Games like Champions, Return to Arms, and Dark Watch are solid titles you for sure need to check out. Everyone loves and remembers the classic Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Spyro. I mean, how can you go wrong with Spyro? Over here, we got a couple of the kind of a little bit more obscure titles and stuff, a little bit more obscure consoles. So we're gonna have like, you know, your Genesis. Of course, that's not too obscure, but we're also gonna, in this case, we're gonna have a couple of like the original Sega Master System. We've got some of the really cool, like Game.com, some of like the N-Gage and stuff like that. So a couple of the little bit more obscure titles for sure in there. Like the 3DO. Up top here we have like a complete in box Phantasy Star 4. Super awesome title, super awesome. Over here we have Musha. Now Musha is a game that we actually here recently had a complete in box copy of, but now we still do have the loose copy, so that's pretty exciting as well. And honestly, you can't go wrong with Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. An awesome game, super fun, kind of funny, but really good. Now, I'll take you guys back over here for some of the new inventory that we've got. Back over here, we're going to start carrying some of the board games and stuff. It's a little bit dark over here. We're waiting for some of the power stuff to get activated. This is a sneak peek, so not everything's quite ready yet. But right back here, we've got a lot of like some really cool board games. So stuff that's, of course, some iconic, you know, brands like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. You got some DC, some Marvel, some kind of fun other ones out there like that too, like Rock, Paper, Wizard, kind of some fun, goofy things like that. Absolutely, check out Magical Kitty Save the Day. You know, you can't go wrong with Magical Kitty saving the day, of course. If you continue back here, we've got a couple of more classic titles for sure, like Betrayal at House on the Hill. This is an awesome game where you can actually, every single time you play this game, it's going to be 100% different than the last time. There's probably about 50 to 100 different variations of the way this game plays. So as you go through, different people are basically running the haunt and stuff. It's a really fun game, and what's even cooler, there's some variant versions of it that include like some D&D stuff with Betrayal Baldur's Gate. There's even actually one's a Scooby-Doo version of it. So if you're not into like the whole D&D fantasy stuff, check out Scooby-Doo, because even if you're not into that crazy stuff, everyone loves Scooby-Doo. If you continue back over here, we've got a lot of some of the classic stuff like Munchkin, for example. We've got a bunch of Munchkin stuff, some expansion stuff for some Munchkin, a bunch of other kind of interesting games as well, like Boss Monster, where you get to basically, you are the evil boss within the dungeon, and you're leading your troops together to kind of prevent adventurers from getting through the thing. It's actually really fun. It sounds kind of silly, but it's really fun. So we got a whole lot of those, a couple of like the Warhammer and kind of some of the Warhammer Games Workshop spin-offs as well. Those are really cool. A game like Paranoia, kind of touch base on that 1985 kind of vibe. So that's really fun for sure. Over here, we're going to have a couple of the playmats. For some of the new card games we're going to start selling on the other side, which we'll show you guys over here soon. But here's the playmats and stuff. We got a couple of the, different variants of like some loose ones that are a little bit cheaper, some new sealed ones. Specifically Pokemon. Some of them that are, going to be specific to Magic, and some of them that are just general stuff. Also down here, we're going to have a few of those like deck boxes and stuff, which we're going to have some more deck boxes and sleeves that are going to be right up over here. you'll see that right here we've got a couple pretty cool deck boxes, some pretty cool sleeves, and a bunch of other really awesome stuff. And right over here, we got some pretty cool inventory as well.
Okay, so over here we've got a lot of our dice. We've got lots of options on the dice. We've got some of the speckled dice over here. If you look in the case down here, there's some of the actual metal dice that are a little bit more pricey, but they're also a little bit more collectible for some of you out there, some of you dice goblins who just like to have so many different kinds of dice. Over here are just the standard solid color dice. Don't worry though, we do intend on getting more dice because we know this isn't enough for some of you dice goblins out there. If you look down in the case as well, actually first I pulled out just a few of the cards that I wanted to highlight. Like for instance, we have the Exodia, one of the pieces of Exodia for Yu-Gi-Oh, and the one of the older Dark Magician cards. For Magic, we have like the Exquisite Blood and the Negate Full Art, just some of the more expensive cards. Also down in the display case here, we have pretty much all the Magic cards that are worth over $5. So just some of the more collectible ones, some of the ones that are better to put in your deck that's going to make your deck stronger. We even got down at the bottom corner, we've got the Challenger decks. So if you don't want to play Commander, but you still want to have a good time with Magic with just 2 players, yeah, you can definitely pick up one of those Challenger decks. And they are tournament ready. So if you want to play in tournaments, and you don't have the money to go out and make your own deck, those are really good starter decks, and like I said, they are tournament ready. Over here in this display case, we've got a whole lot of the Pokemon stuff. We've got like the Elite Trainer boxes, we've got the Magic bundles, and some of the other Pokemon big boxes down there. Also, behind that and above over here, we've got even more of the Elite Trainer boxes and bundles all the way across. We've got some of the Commander decks over here from the newest set, the Strixhaven set that just came out. We've got all kinds of booster packs and starter decks for Pokemon. We've got all kinds of big boxes, just pretty much whatever you need to get started, or if you're already a big time collector, we've got lots of stuff you can buy here to add to your collection. We've got even more of the Commander decks from the Kaldheim and the Commander Legends series for Magic. We've got all kinds of booster packs for Magic. Even up over here, if you look over here, we've got more of the Battle Styles Sword and Shield booster packs. Those are actually some of the most recent booster packs that have come out for Pokemon, and we've got plenty of those, so definitely come check those out. Up top here, all these little energy cards that are showing, those are actually booster packs that we have made ourselves. So they're 15 card booster packs. They all have 1 energy in them. You're guaranteed, or not guaranteed, but in 1 in every 5, we put one of the special edition cards, like a VMAX or a V-type card or a GX card. So you are guaranteed to have one of those in every few packs. And they're also set up by us, so they're themed by different types of energy. So they're already set up, and they have evolutions of Pokemon, so they're really good for building decks as well. If anybody wants to build a deck, we can definitely help y'all do that as well. And lastly, as far as the cards go, we have all of the Pokemon cards. Now, we have a lot of individual Pokemon cards. This entire case is full of them. And I have a feeling these are going to sell very quickly because a lot of them are some of the really high-end, some of the really popular cards that people are looking for. So definitely come check these out.
And so right over here, we're actually going to have some pretty cool like D&D books and stuff. So up here, we're actually going to have a lot of like the source books, of course the core books being like the Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, Dungeon Master's Guide, as well as a lot of the cool source books, Volo's Guide, Xanthar's Guide, you know, a bunch of the cool special edition covers, things like Tasha, Sword Coast. And for those of you who already already have the stuff but want to have some ideas for good things to run. Down here on the bottom side, there's a lot of really cool like adventure modules. So you have some cool stuff like Waterdeep has a really cool story about like a giant city. You know, you got some cool things about like giants. Of course, like the tyranny of dragons, with like it's a giant dragon goddess is aiming to take over everything. So there's a lot of really cool stuff like that. We do have one of the newer books here, with Candle Mysteries, and a lot of the newer stuff like the new Ravenloft book that's coming out will be here pretty soon. But over here we also have a lot of like minis, tons of stuff over here for you to check out. Find your monsters, find your characters, find anything that looks like you want to be able to use. You can get them painted up and make some pretty interesting things that are kind of generic into your own unique character. So it's really awesome for sure. We also have a lot of like these spell cards that are really good for like if you're playing like a paladin, you want to have some stuff for your spells. This has like an entire set of cards in it. You can look at the spells, it's got descriptions, casting times, all that kind of stuff. So that's really cool if you're into that sort of thing. Moving on, we've got a lot more of these like blind booster boxes. If you don't paint minis, this is a really cool way to get some already painted minis that already look like something, already has a design, some cool colors to it. These are some cool blind boxes. They come with 4 mysterious, unknown miniatures. So there's a chance to pull some really cool stuff out of these guys. These are super awesome, as well as having some other cool, smaller unpainted miniatures. We also have a lot of the cool, massive guys like this adult red dragon here. New box set for Curse of Strahd, as well as some cool like little plushes that actually double as dice pouches. So they're really cool. It's a way to be able to carry them around and still have something kind of cute with you too. So feel free to go and check these guys out. Grab your play mats, grab your DM screen, and get ready to roll some dice.
So here we just got 3 games. We have Dream Master, Gremlins 2. If you watched it, it's creepy for me. I still can't get over some of the scenes. And then you have Back to the Future 2 and 3. And now I was thankful. Thanks to Retribution, I bought a booster pack. Thank you guys. We're gonna do an unboxing, I guess now. We can call this an unboxing video for Pokemon. This is the electric one, so let's see what we get first. We got Boss Orders. Another Energy. A Yamper. Mind Blown. We have a Banana Electric. Lucio. Color. Electric Strike if you play Pokemon Go, the phone version. It's kind of a good card to use sometimes. The last 3 right here. I'm gonna flip them both. There you go.